Welcome to The Redeemables, the podcast where we take movies that scored 50 or less on the Metacritic and we decide whether to redeem them or whether to nail them to the cross. To the cross, to the cross, to the cross. I'm here with my loving school teacher alter ego, Kenny.
Yep.
And
hello,
my
everyone.
Gun-toting, knife-throwing assassin alter ego, Duff.
Yeah, perfect.
Damn,
I like that.
he got the good one.
Yeah.
You're good with kids.
Yeah.
I throw them out a window.
Is it true? I've seen it.
We're coming at you proudly, still ad-free. Proudly ad-free.
Reluctantly ad-free.
Untainted by the stain of the corporate dollar. But we'll take your money if you want us to spruik something. Anything. Not much. Won't cost much.
I don't think we'd actually take money either. I would.
Yeah. And tonight, or depending when you're listening to this, it could be the day. This is the movie we're doing is The Long Kiss Goodnight.
I got movement on Samantha Kane.
You're kidding.
I may have a lead on someone. May still have some of her stuff.
This man, he's gonna help me find some things out, so we'll be safe.
Your full name is Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore. This could be trouble.
My name is Samantha Kane.
No, forget all that.
I'm in the PTA.
Then quit. You're an assassin working for the United States government.
We have 24 hours. We find her, and we kill her.
Run for your life!
Charlie Baltimore's alive, sir.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie.
The spy.
Back when we first met, you were all like, oh, phooey, I burned the darn muffins. Now, you go into a bar, 10 minutes later, sailors come running out. What up with that?
This fall.
Honk if there's any trouble.
Yeah, so Miss Daisy, I be honking.
If you have plans for a calm, quiet evening,
Cover your ears. Hey, should we get a dog?
it's time to kiss them all. Good night.
Oh, from 2006.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I chose that one.
Yeah, delightful.
It was directed by Renee Harlan.
Yep.
Written, which we don't often talk about, writers, but we're going to tonight.
I like this writer.
Because it's our boy Shane Black.
It is
Yeah.
our boy Shane Black.
Yep.
It's stacked already, isn't it?
Yeah.
That director and that writer.
Yeah,
for
there's
this
stuff to
time
talk
in
about.
Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Shane Black. Oof.
And starring Geena Davis and Samuel L. Jackson.
And Greg Biko.
Bierko.
Greg Biko.
Just his eyes. It stars his eyes. The rest of him's just there. But his eyes are genuinely the star.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll talk
He's
about
the bad
that
guy, isn't he? Tim.
Yeah.
That's Greg
Just
Bierko,
the
yeah.
dreamy eyes.
What else is he from? He's so recognisable,
Oh,
but I couldn't
man.
actually...
I was like, I've seen this guy 1,000 times.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
I went down to Greg Biko.
I couldn't name a fucking movie, though. I was sitting there thinking for a while.
Scary movie and 100 credits in bloody TV shows.
He's
That's
been
it.
in every fucking TV show ever.
Right,
That's why.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, the whole movie, all I was thinking was, this guy looks like Jake Gyllenhaal, kind of. Yeah?
He's like his illegitimate brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that Maggie?
Rough. Yeah, so we touch on him briefly later on, but really, I mean, this movie stars. There's a lot of recognisable faces in it.
Brian Cox, Dave Morse.
Yeah,
Love them both.
yeah, same.
I'm a big Morse guy.
I'm a big Morse guy.
I'm a
I'm,
Morse
I'm a
head.
big Cox guy.
You're better than that.
I like Brian Cox.
Yeah, we all do.
I like
mate, but
both
you're
Brian
better than
Coxes.
that.
We've talked about it before. I like both Brian Coxes.
Yeah, huge fan.
Yep.
Yep.
So let's Wikipedia. The Wikipedia says, The Long Kiss Goodnight is a 1996 American action thriller film. The story follows an amnesiac schoolteacher who sets out to recover her identity with the help of a private detective when they discover a dark conspiracy.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
not see the conspiracy.
That's way ahead of its
Yeah.
time, isn't it? That idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this the first Amnesia, movie?
Nah, didn't Harrison Ford have it somewhere along the line in real life?
Possibly does now.
I
yeah.
didn't do Indiana Jones. I don't remember.
I feel like it. I mean, there's probably a couple of other smaller ones before that, but this was maybe the first big one.
Yeah.
or at least action movie
movie-wise, yeah.
Amnesiac. Yeah.
It's the first one I remember as having this particular setup of
Yeah.
the person slowly recovering
Yeah.
their mememories and learning they're a badass, which
Yeah.
is...
And didn't it start the next 25 years of action cinema?
It kind of did.
That reoccurred quite a few times.
It
that
kind of did.
concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Bourne films and
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's what that's got.
There's
That's what's
there's
going
quite
on
a few. What else you got?
That's it. I was just like pointing at you, going, "Well done, good observation."
Nah, there's others.
There is plenty of others.
They're not coming to mind.
Let us
right
know
now.
in the comments.
Yeah. Memento.
Oh,
Not really action, but yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite movies, Memento.
Me too.
Yeah, I was going to touch on a little bit later, but I think it's a great
Sorry.
construct. Great construct for a movie. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're freeform.
Okay.
Would you like to know what was on the poster?
Yeah.
I've got two. The first one is, see, look at me up in my
You've
game.
got two?
Yeah, I knew you'd be proud of me, Duff. What's forgotten isn't always gone.
It's forgotten isn't always go. Okay. Yeah.
which is,
Isn't that
Uncharted?
from Uncharted? That
What's-
should have been Uncharted tagline.
And then there's quite a lengthy one that says, 8 years ago she lost her memory. Now a detective must help her remember the past before it buries them both.
That's a synopsis.
That's a
friend.
plot. Yeah,
That is legitimately on one of the posters, though.
really.
Yeah.
On the
It's
back
so
of
much
the
to
poster.
take
The
in.
Like,
90s, it was a wordier time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
what they say about the 90s.
It's a lot to take in.
More words.
Yeah.
It's more acronyms.
I'm probably going the first one just purely because the second one's a bit long.
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
then, I'm a bit underwhelmed by what's forgotten isn't always gone.
I feel like a tagline's like two parts. It's like bang bang. So what's forgotten isn't always gone.
Yeah,
And then the second one is just like, oh, here's 9 different parts.
yeah.
Enjoy the
8 years
synopsis.
ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's very specific as
Yeah.
well. 8 years ago, she lost her memory.
Yeah.
Like,
7 years ago, she baked a cake.
yeah. We could cut that back by at least 9 words.
What if it was school teacher, mum, assassin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
you
go.
That's a better one.
But there's no memory.
What?
That's like, isn't it like based on the tagline has to be about the amnesia, sure.
What about you're
Okay.
you're forgotten, not forgiven?
What's the title about?
School teacher, mum, assassin. Also, 8 years ago, she lost her memory.
Okay, there it is. That's the one. Well done. We got there.
Yeah. Bit of spitballing.
You are good at this.
Turns out there are bad ideas in a spitballing session.
Yeah.
It had a Metacritic score of 44.
That's trifle.
It's harsh.
It's not great. The critical reception is definitely something we have to talk about later on in the public reception and just the reception in general and what it meant for everyone's careers. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
The budget, what do you reckon this cost to make in 1996? I've got 2006 here.
No,
My
definitely
research is shot already, fellas.
Budjo, it didn't.
What is
look-
it, 1997?
It's 1996.
1996. It
Yeah.
didn't look expensive. Like if you think what else came around there in terms of action films, like The Rock or whatever, this looked cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it looked cheaper.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like sub 50. I want to go like 40 mil.
Nah, man, they had explosions. Geena Davis was pretty big. Samuel L. Jackson wasn't that big. But David Morse doesn't sign on for any old movie.
You're right about that.
Get out of bed for less
Fuck, I
than a
didn't
mil.
think of that.
He's got, hey, David Morse has gone, budget is 80 mil. I'll join you.
So you reckon 80 mil?
Yep.
65 mil budget.
Right in the middle. Okay.
GBO wise, stab.
I don't think it did well.
No, I don't think it's a cinema movie. I would got a
Yeah.
cult following in
it did well afterwards.
DVDs, I reckon, and made its money.
I want to say it just, I want to say it scraped over the line. Maybe did 60 odd. Just maybe broke even. Call it 65.
I'll call it 80. 'cause that's what it is.
89.5.
Okay.
Not a great return.
No.
65
How much did it
million.
cost? 25.
65 million.
25 million. That's pretty good. Like gross profit, I guess. And,
It's not gross.
Yeah.
Oh, it is gross. Sorry,
Yeah,
it is
add,
gross,
add the DVD sales. That's making a good 200 million. So congrats, Long.
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
Kiss
There's
Goodnight.
no doubt this movie got a lot more momentum in the years following its
man.
release. Initially, it was a tepid response, I believe.
Well, around that time, it was big blockbuster action movies as well.
Yeah.
And then this isn't that or wasn't that.
Because this was
Yeah.
trying something different.
Yeah. Strong female lead, which I'm sure we'll
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss that.
deep dive
Yeah.
into.
Yeah. And also, as Duff said, like Samuel L. Jackson as a box office draw, he wasn't that. He became that later on. You'd probably go back through his catalogue
Just say Pulp Fiction.
later on.
Just say it.
Pulp Fiction.
There it is.
That's,
No.
drink, everyone at home. And talking about tepid responses, let's talk about some critical reviews. I've got some here.
That's what we do here.
Peter Stack from the San Francisco Chronicle. San Francisco. I'm a bit tongue-tied to that. He says, a non-stop thriller that is mostly non-stop dud.
Oh.
Underlined the word long in the title. 25.
Was it long?
No.
Like an hour 40 or something, wasn't
Yeah, it
it?
was only
I didn't
Pretty standard action movie.
Yeah, I didn't think it was long.
Didn't
I thought it
feel
was
long.
pretty well paced. It went
Yeah.
past pretty quickly,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought.
Yeah, weird.
Disagree, Peter.
Disregard.
Of course, the Washington Post sent someone. Of
course they did.
They sent Desson Thompson to this one.
Oh, they shouldn't have.
Fucking
You know
Desson.
how Desson.
Yeah, Downer Desson, they call him around the office.
This is a bit of a dick.
Yep, Dickie Desson.
Dickie Des.
What does he say?
He says the problem with this movie is the problem with most Rennie Harlan movies. There's an excessive amount of excess. A mind-numbing a mind-numbing polarity.
Polarity?
Like
Have a
plural?
drink. Have a drink, mate. You have a drink.
Plurality.
A mind-numbing plurality. I can't do it. I can't actually do it. A mind-numbing duality of firearm battles,
That'll do.
vehicular explosions, and brutally frank sexual talk.
Yeah.
There's not one thing there I hate.
Yeah.
Apart from the delivery.
Brutally frank sexual talk is Duff's upcoming podcast.
Yeah.
Tune in for that.
It's 5 minutes long.
5 minutes, the most life-affirming shit you'll ever hear. They gave it 20.
20s.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. I actually like there's an excessive amount of excess. That should
There
have gone
is.
on the poster.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Jonathan Rosenbaum from the Chicago Reader.
Rosie, yeah, we've had him before.
You haven't lived until you've heard Geena Davis say, "Suck my dick."
That's it.
That's all I'm reading. The rest of it's not worth reading. 0.
Jesus.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
So
a
he thinks
reader,
that's
not a
bad
watcher.
thing.
Did he read the script and
Yeah.
not watch the movie?
But I don't
What's
see
up?
how that's a bad thing either.
Yeah. There's not many. It's a big thing now, but that was a big thing. And when in G.I. Jane, when Demi Moore said it as well.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
Was G.I. Jane before this or after this?
I think it's after this. I don't know. It was Jada Pinkett
It
Smith.
was around there.
When was she? When was she? When was she?
Jimmy Fowler from the Dallas
I don't
Observer.
think you got any part of Jada Pinkett Smith's name right then. Did you say Jenny Pinkett Smith?
Take my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
We are just mauling the English language tonight.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
If you're an English teacher, turn off now. If you haven't already.
Unless you've lost your memory and you're an assassin.
Yeah. Please don't kill us. Jimmy Fowler from the Dallas Observer said, "The long hours Davis says she spent training with knives and guns can't rescue her character from drowning in the story's hokiness. Fans will be aghast at what they see. A movie so garish and silly, even Geena Davis can't save it. 0.
Wow.
I wasn't aghast.
No.
I don't know.
What does hokey mean?
Hokey,
Yeah.
it means like cheesy, right?
Does it? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Hokey.
Hokiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
So the
what
guy
it
used,
So when you do the hokey pokey, you're doing a cheese dance.
I guess.
I don't know.
Do the cheese pokey.
The guy said hokey and aghast.
Aghast.
In one. Are these reviews written?
He said
in-
she's drowning in the story's hokiness.
Yeah, okay.
What does a ghast
He's gone to
mean?
watch the wrong
Aghast
movie.
means shocked.
Oh, yeah. I was shocked how good it was.
Yeah.
Mm.
A movie so garish and silly.
You're actually saying it like he wrote it as well.
Even Geena Davis
feather quill
can't
pen.
save it. And he's Jimmy Fowler.
Jimmy Fowler.
Thanks for your thoughts, Jimmy. Well written, but disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think they're well written. Makes me sad.
So what are your general thoughts, gentlemen? It's general discussion time of the podcast.
Listen, this is one of those movies. It's a forgotten gem. As
I
far as
forgot
I'm-
Bluster.
It's a
Nah.
fuck.
Nah.
That's
The
really.
thing. It's not mine. I stole that.
It's a forgotten gem. Like I haven't seen it in a long, long time, and I thank you for making me watch it again because fucking I had
You're
a
welcome.
I had a hoot. I was aghast at how good it was. I didn't find it very hokey at all.
Thank you as well. I probably would never have watched this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why. It was just somehow it just slipped through. I know I saw it back in the day,
Yep.
probably around when it came out, and I just never went back. And then for that reason, I was nervous
Yeah.
because I was like, there must have been a reason I didn't go back. Now you kind of plant something in your brain,
Yeah.
like just
It's
let's.
the
I won't
patriarchy.
do that again. Yeah. might have been. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't. And then as soon as it started, like kind of 10, 15 minutes in, I was like, I fucking like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah, I didn't remember or expect it to be funny.
Yeah.
I knew it was Shane Black that wrote it.
Yeah.
because I've kind of followed his career or whatever, and I know what he's been a part of.
Yep.
And so I thought, it must be some sort of dry comedy in there, as Shane Black likes to do. But I didn't like. It's almost a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely got it. Like the high points of the script are the funny parts for sure.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And it's mostly Samuel
It's
L. Jackson.
really slick writing.
Samuel Jackson in this is just fucking on fire.
He's on one, man.
He is cheesing it up, and it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Right from the first
Everything.
scene.
I had a note on Samuel L. Jackson that his character can't be in a movie today.
Why not?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, he can't. Like even
He
the
can't.
first scene, he says some problematic shit.
It's
Even in the
real
first
problematic shit throughout.
I don't
it,
notice
yeah.
it. I'm not very.
The first scene, it's all about
scene. The entrapment with the prostitute.
yes, and then what's going to happen to the guy when he goes to prison.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
graphic
It's
detail.
rather homophobic, yeah.
Very homophobic.
Yeah.
The hell is this? Don't give me attitude, sir. See, you're assuming I won't shoot your sorry ass, and everyone knows when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption. Now, I'm Sergeant Madigan, Vice, and if you do cop a two jerk off, I will see to it you spend the next 10 years in prison getting ass fucked. And if the case is thrown out because my arrest was too violent, I will personally hire men to ass fuck you for the next 10 years. So if you're an ass fucking fan, you go ahead and mouth off. Meanwhile, you're under arrest for the crime of prostitution.
And then he's just kind of like a misogynist and just I don't know. Those characters are cool in the 90s,
Yeah.
and they kind of are still cool now. They're pretty fucking cool now. But,
I thought he was a goddamn hero.
yeah, but it's just that guy's not in a movie today.
No, you're right.
No, that's the times, baby.
It's toned
What's
down.
that, 30
It was
years ago?
it was similar to Bruce Willis in Last Boy Scout, which is also a Shane Black, I think.
Yes, it
that
is, yeah.
same sort of character where they're right on the edge of anti-hero and yeah.
And but there's just a couple of lines at least they would cut from both those scripts
Definitely,
these days, for
definitely.
sure.
Because somehow he's really likable. He says some heinous shit.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's just so
So
charismatic.
charismatic.
Yeah.
He's 100% Samuel L. Jackson
Oh, yeah.
at that time. This was who he was on the screen. I don't know if you guys saw Pulp
Still
Fiction.
kind of is, but he still is this. He's just like obviously cleaned it up a bit, and now he's got his other shit where he's in like Star Wars and stuff as well. So
Yeah.
you know,
I was so immersed, I didn't notice any of that misogynistic stuff at all.
It wasn't
now.
that-
no, it
you
wasn't
guys
shoved down
talking
your
about
throat.
No,
Yeah,
but it was
it's
just
a couple
That's what
of
I
bits.
mean. I
Yeah.
don't think it is shoved out unless you're looking for that, and you guys are because you're critics.
No, I certainly wasn't. I just noticed it. I was
No, I
like, "Fuck, this is very 90s."
I was making notes for Woke
Yeah.
with BJ, and I've got a page. No, I did actually make. One of my notes was a little homophobic in the first scene.
Yeah.
It was a little, but once I adjusted to it,
Yeah,
so
but that's
it's
every
1996.
movie in the '90s mentions prison and dropping the soap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't offended.
So
I
I
just
just-
noticed.
certainly wasn't.
just-
I was just saying they probably wouldn't put it in a movie today.
You're right.
I think they would.
Yep.
They can, and you know what? If they did, I'd fucking watch it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gone that far yet. Like the cancel culture, you could still say the dropping of a soap in a prison.
Nah, but it would just be like that movie would have a thing about it. It'd be
Yeah.
problematic, and
Yeah.
it'd have all this fucking cancel shit around it instead of just being a movie that's kind of amusing.
Maybe with a bit of what's publicity with a cancel, a lot of people would have watched it a lot more at the cinemas.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's a whole new marketing angle
Yeah.
that people
Yeah.
are using these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, that's a discussion for.
very vulgar.
That's something we can go into at some point. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but
is
I didn't-
cancelling good for you?
Yeah. Well, it's coming
No, it's
around.
not.
Let's
yeah,
find out on this episode of the pod.
I just glad I don't think it registered too much with me, all that stuff.
Yeah,
But Samuel Jackson in this movie, I give him a 10 out of 10. There's
Yeah.
no other role he has done better than in this Long Kiss Goodnight.
Really?
This movie would have been not great if he wasn't in it. You put anyone else who can't deliver those lines he did, it's done. Like,
Yeah.
my favorite scenes is them in the car, just going back.
yeah,
Talking
100%,
shit. Yeah.
yeah. The chemistry is immediate as well.
And that story he tells
Yeah.
about the bonds and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I did it.
It's so good. No, I fucking stole them.
As much as I love, Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson in this movie and his cooking the whole time, yes, I agree. I don't think it's quite irreplaceable. I think the irreplaceable cog in this movie is Geena Davis.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with BJ there.
Disagree.
Really?
I think there's 100 other females that can do the same role.
Well, during
You fucking misogynist.
That's not misogynist.
for half the pay.
Geena Davis was huge at the time, but I can name just off the top of my head 20 who couldn't play her role.
Okay, save those for our minisode where we discuss our favourite action movie heroines.
Yeah.
But no,
good.
actually, fuck it, give us a couple.
Requiem for a Dream. Heroine?
Yes. Oh, no, you fucked it up again. You fucked it up again.
Trainspotting.
Yeah.
No, I think she shows she's very
good in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to play. She's essentially playing two roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does it well.
I'd love you to, and I'm not going to do it to you right now because it's tricky because we're talking 25 years ago.
Yeah,
But I would challenge you to come up with 5 other females at that time
Oh, man.
that could have pulled that off.
Give me a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to do it to you right now.
Oh, okay.
You've got
Yeah.
24 hours
Yeah.
as of now. So
Helen Hunt.
fuck
Twister.
I hate Helen Hunt.
She was-
Oh Jesus!
What about Jack Nicholson
What about him?
or Meg Ryan?
Nope. They're not doing it.
No,
They're not
no,
there's
honestly,
something about Geena
need to
Davis.
marinate in
Okay,
Yeah.
Linda,
Something about Geena
Linda
Davis.
Hamilton.
There's a few.
No,
There's a
no.
Linda Hamilton Volcano. Linda Hamilton
It's just
T2.
the
Neither.
same. It's the same jacked up Linda Hamilton. And
Yeah.
she
There's a
doesn't.
reason she didn't go on to make more action
Yeah,
movies.
she doesn't have the
Terminator
the
3.
sex appeal.
Terminator 4.
You could, like think about
Yeah.
all the boxes she's got to tick to get this role right. Apart from playing those 2 roles convincingly, and
Yeah.
they're kind of diametrically opposed. Obviously, that's the whole point of it. Is there's the loving matriarchal housewife, and
Mila
then there's the
Djokovic.
fucking deadly.
She can
Okay.
be both. Yeah, but not in 96.
Yeah,
But
man.
she also has to like turn on the sex appeal, and when she chops her hair off in that blonde bob, I'd forgotten how hot she was when I
Very
watched this
hot.
movie. I was like, she's red-blooded BJ.
Red-blooded
I've got his motor revved up.
So I made a note here that I thought we might talk about later, even on the minisode, but I'm saying it now because I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I wrote, Geena Davis walked so Scarlett Johansson and Charlize Theron could run.
Oh. We're done with the pod, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us.
But
No, you're
her
right.
role in this
Yeah.
started that.
Yes.
The next 20 years, Charlize Theron,
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson, maybe Angelina Jolie to a degree,
Yes.
made their money off the back of doing these roles
Yep.
where they can be both. They
Yep.
can be vulnerable, sexy, all that, but then also badass, killing everyone, swearing, all that sort of
Yeah.
shit.
And she
Yeah.
has to do it in the
And
same
she-
scene sometimes
This
as
is
well.
basically the first movie that I can think of that did it. We had Terminator 2, we had Aliens, but they weren't like action flicks.
No.
You know, like they were
Whoa.
Oh,
They're action
okay,
movies,
wait.
brother.
They weren't
Like buddy cop
sexy
type action.
films.
Yeah,
They weren't
sci-fi.
slick, sexy action films. They were more like heavy sci-fi,
Yeah.
philosophical even
Yep.
action. They had weight to them. Whereas this is just, this is just a popcorn action movie.
Yep.
Same as the 10 that Charlize Theron has done.
Yes.
Same as the 10 that Scarlett Johansson has done. Yeah. So that's my argument there.
I
And that's
completely
why I think
agree.
Geena Davis really she just opened a doorway. Because this movie was really good,
Yeah.
or at least it was received well after the fact.
Yes. Well, that's the key point that I wanted
yeah.
to say, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing is she sort of might have broken that glass ceiling, but she didn't immediately benefit from it, and no one really did in her wake. It took a while for people to come around to it still.
I think this movie didn't do well because she was coming off Cutthroat Island, yeah?
Well, I wanted to talk about
One of the-
Cutthroat Island a bit because it
One of the
gives a
biggest
lot of
bombs
context.
of all time.
Yeah. So Cutthroat Island does come up quite a bit in my notes.
Is it
because I know it's terrible. I haven't
It's-
seen it for a very long time.
I remember seeing it and I remember not liking it. And
Okay.
I remember going,
but
Yeah, I
I'll
can't
watch it
remember
again.
it.
it has to. There's several things that tie it to this movie that I wanted to, when we get to the main cast and crew, that will come up, and we'll bring up Cutthroat Island because of the context that it gives this movie.
Yeah.
And one of the
So
reasons.
Cutthroat Island's before this.
Yeah,
so
it's directly before this,
Directly
right?
before.
It's also
Same director?
Yeah, Rennie
Yeah,
Harlan
yeah.
and Geena Davis, right?
Yeah.
Who were married at the time.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're married for Cutthroat
And
Island.
Matthew Modine, I believe.
Yeah,
is
Matthew
the
Modine.
male
Yeah,
lead.
Modine.
So she plays
his
the
career
captain.
really took off.
I don't. Who market corrected Matthew McConaughey because Matthew Modine was pretty good.
Yeah.
So that movie was like a bit of like dipping a toe into the water of the female led thing.
Yep.
But it bombed really badly. But the reason it didn't immediately affect this particular movie, this was already scheduled to be made and everything, right? As is. But they had to they were contractually obligated to do Cutthroat Island.
Like
for some
Studio
reason.
Way.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So both
That makes a bit more
Harlan
sense.
and Geena Davis were contractually obligated to follow through with that, even though they could see that it was probably going to be terrible.
Yep.
Right? So they did it, and it was terrible.
You
They
put
gave it their best shot. But it
You
sucked.
put Matthew Modine as main guy, it's not going to be great.
Yeah.
Put Samuel Jackson in that motherfucker. We're talking.
So
Get these motherfucking pirates off these motherfucking ships.
I was actually thinking that Matthew Modine could replace Samuel L. in this movie, in Long Kiss Goodnight. So
We're done. A long fucking movie. Good
second
night.
time I'm calling it. So as a standalone, if they just did Cutthroat, like the fact that these were back to back, and this was not well received. Like as we said, it didn't do that
Initially,
great
yeah.
at the box office, and critically, like it was not very well received either. As a combination, it had a massive effect on the careers of like quite a few people involved.
yeah.
Harlan, Black, Davis, all were badly affected by this movie.
Davis is pretty much done from here, isn't she?
I'll go into depth in her a bit later.
In terms of
Absolute-
action or anything like that.
Yeah, this has a pretty bad effect on her career. But also, again, maybe if she had have just released Cutthroat Island and then done something else, she might have recovered, or if she had have just released this and not Cutthroat On. But the fact that they came out very close
Back to back
together and were really, really
Two
poorly
big
received.
flops.
Yeah, it's really hard for anyone to recover from, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, in isolation. So, I mean, obviously Matthew Modine went on to big things. No, but like, it's weird how it affected some of the people in this Long Kiss Goodnight. But Samuel L. Jackson came out smelling like roses, right? So even people who hated it probably went, "Oh fuck, he was pretty good, right?"
You can't fault
So
him.
he was
But then
okay.
you'd say the same about Geena Davis in it.
But yeah,
You go, even if you didn't love the movie, you can see that that's a powerful performance from someone that, like, it's a brave performance.
yeah,
Because she's doing something arguably not been done before.
She peaked out on A League of Their Own.
Well, this is the thing: is she had a bit of a reputation for the strong female character anyway, right? Like obviously Thelma and Louise, The League of Their Own, like, that was her
She had
thing.
some fucking hitters, didn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was really big star at the time.
It's a
as well.
shame because
She didn't do much.
due to my age, I came in at the end.
Yeah.
So this was probably my first experience with Geena Davis, and I've gone, oh fuck, this chick's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, that was
seen her again.
basically the end.
Then it was just that
and
show.
I've seen Thelma and Louise and League of Their Own, those ones after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And didn't she go on to do a show recently, like 5 years ago, like a secretary or some stuff?
Madam Secretary, where she
There
played
it
the
is.
president.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she went into TV.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So.
There's no shame in doing that anymore. TV
No,
is
no.
pretty good.
But then again, this was the early 2000s as well. But so I think that, as I said, I think the fact that she played the two roles together, that is what adds a layer of depth. The humor, the actual plot, like, I won't go into the negatives, but it's a bit messy, right?
How so?
We're back to talking about Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I thought we were talking about Cutthroat Island still.
Oh no, I'm pretty much done with Cutthroat.
Okay, we're moving on from Cutthroat.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
I've said everything I know about the movie, so let's not talk about it anymore.
Well, it's on next week's episode.
Oh,
I'm choosing it. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yes,
Fuck it. It's pirates
I was
and
hoping
shit.
for Hook, but have we done a pirate movie yet?
There's a hook.
No.
But like there was a few scenes in there that they were obviously planted in there to set this up, and some of those were the high points as well.
Yep.
The knife.
Oh, yeah,
scene,
yeah.
that's
I love that scene.
Chefs do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole family's like throwing her more vegetables and yeah.
Yeah, and then she kills a fly with it or whatever she does.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Fun. Look at something, will you? I used to do this. I'm a chef. Yahoo! Give me something else. Quick, anything. Anything.
Here.
Oh, man, go on. Hot
Tomato.
stuff.
Tomato. Look at this. Get this woman go. Okay, fine.
More.
Pepper. Sorry.
Look at this.
Whatever. Scallions. Here, give her a stick. One more tomato. Oh my.
Here.
Look at this woman. She's amazing.
Chefs do that.
Like, I also liked the fact that she was set up to be just like so wholesome, and also nothing sets up the scene of like a wholesome small town than a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Like, is that a real thing? Like, just like a float?
Actually, on that, is this a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
but everyone goes the whole like Die Hard, the Christmas movie, like it's an original
Predator's
thought.
a Christmas
yeah,
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Predator is a
But-
Christmas movie.
But this is genuinely.
Is it Shane Black?
No one talks about it.
Shane Black loves it.
Oh,
Shane
he
Black
loves
does
it.
Christmas
Loves
movies.
Christmas movies.
Yeah,
Okay, that
he
makes
does.
sense.
There's Predator.
He's done.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Yeah, Predator.
So this is a Christmas movie then. We're calling
Yeah.
it. There's Christmas carols. There's decorations.
He's
Christmas.
done.
Yeah,
Actually, the
even-
final climax uses
Yeah.
the Christmas lights.
That's,
doesn't she?
actually,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
one of my favourite scenes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the burning body.
Oh,
it's a birdie-
so good.
I need to use that Burning Man for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was actually one of the high points. The
Die
very
screaming.
final couple of scenes. Yeah, Die Screaming, great line.
Yeah.
Good callback. That's a Shane Black thing too, right?
Yeah.
The crescendo, the final scenes, because some of the action scenes I'd found a little clunky here and there, but that last
I've got
scene
a
was
bit on
really
those actually.
That was a great little setup. And then the final explosion was fucking cool. It was huge. Like they've gone for a bigger. Michael Bay was at home going, "Turn it down, calm down, Rennie." It's like it was massive. It was raining cars on them at one point. Driveway. That was pretty cool.
I liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What I really liked about the action scenes is you could tell they were all done practically and not CGI, especially for like an explosion's a fucking explosion. Yeah. And I appreciate that, as we've been through before.
Some cars banging together.
And the other cool thing was they were kind of small in scale, a lot of them, other than the giant big ending. But like, just the bit where she's ice skating and she's taken on the car. Yeah. It's kind of following. Like, that's a pretty...
I won't hear a bad word said about that.
No, I loved it. No, this is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's pretty small scale. And as I said, it's all just practical effects and just stunt drivers and, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. Is that it was kind of subtle. So if you have that movie today, if it's an action movie today, everything has to be like ultra stylistic. Yeah, and it's got to be slick and cool. And you've never seen it before. And Grey Man.
Slick.
Whereas
artistic.
Back then, it's like, no. It's just fucking car chasing her on skates and she's got to get whatever.
What do we do with that car? We'll blow the fucker up.
Blow the fucking thing out, yeah.
Drop it on.
And the final, as we just said, the final bit of the film, she uses like the weight of a burning body to like lift her up, and then as she passes it, she grabs a gun, and it's like, this is fucking cool. Yeah.
Sick.
And you don't get that anymore.
No.
It's got to be. It's heaps of CGI.
Yeah. I want to see a burning fat corpse.
Yeah.
I know Duff does.
We need more burning corpses.
I want to see it inside a shark.
Slowly decomposing.
And or dinosaur.
I think that by that stage we're all in, right? So she's still showing flashes of the mother.
Yeah.
But deliberately she almost has to drag it out of herself when she needs it to be like mothering to the kid.
Yep.
But she's gone all in on being Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah, she's trying to get rid of
Charlie Baltimore.
Yeah.
It was a slow and enjoyable transformation, and it was really, some of it was kind of subtle.
Yeah.
As in, she says fuck for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's like the slow transition. And then there's like another thing, and obviously the big one is, she goes underwater, and when she's getting tortured by my boy David Morse.
She actually comes out.
And that's when it like clicks and the amnesia's gone or whatever. But to that point, it's like this slow kind of transformation from the school teacher into the assassin, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I did.
It was just subtle enough that you could notice it, but it wasn't like jammed in your face.
I've got a little segment I like to call Dust's favourite scenes.
Please.
There's two of them.
Yeah, go.
So, 20 minutes in, a little girl gets thrown out of a window into a fucking treehouse. And I just thought, I've never seen that, and it's never going to see it again. The only thing I could think of is Matilda, when she throws that kid out the window.
Also, was it a window, or was it a hole that they'd blasted in the wall?
Yeah, because that guy's got a supersonic shotgun, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so it wasn't a window.
How is that?
There used to be a wall.
There was a hole in the wall.
And it just fortuitously had got the treehouse directly...
She grabbed her and threw her 28 metres high into a fucking treehouse.
She got the arc right.
Yeah. So how do you throw a kid into it? I tried it. I didn't do well because I didn't open the door. Just straight into it.
Is it flashbacks to Blade that we did a few weeks ago when the little girl got tossed out into traffic? She went about 40 metres onto bitumen.
But that's a vampire throwing it. This is a school teacher.
Yeah.
And
so we've basically got a thing for watching small children get tossed around in the air.
I think so.
Tell me if you haven't, then there's something wrong with you. It's objectively hilarious.
If you're not impressed by a lady throwing a little girl who's 8, they're quite heavy. 28 meters into a fucking treehouse.
Yeah.
Email me in and disagree.
That's right. That might be the peak of the movie. I'm with you so far. What's your next one?
And my second favourite scene has to be that David Morse scene when she rises up out of thing.
Yeah.
A call back to Dust to Dawn, a bit of a crutch gun situation.
Oh, yeah.
So that, when she rises out, that look in her eyes,
she's a great actress.
The best action thing in this whole movie, and there's no action. It's free bullets.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's 1,000 fucking bullets. She's tearing people up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is my... Like, you cannot disagree with that whole sequence, which is like...
I'm with you.
David Morse being David Morse.
You go down there, poor old Brian Cox is bloating and floating underwater.
Bloating and floating, yeah.
You know what? He actually drowned himself because he's such a good actor.
I don't doubt it.
He resurrected himself in Succession.
Because that was the turning point of the film.
Yes.
Yeah, that actually, when I was rewatching, I actually thought, I recall this.
Douglas, make you a deal. Let me go now, and I'll leave you the use of your legs.
Why have you resurfaced? Is it Operation Honeymoon? Is that it? Who sent you? Why are you here?
I let you touch me, cowboy. I think I need a bath.
Yeah, it was the only thing I could remember. I remembered the big wheel going under the water.
The crutch gun.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how it played out, but that was
Have one
familiar.
of those big paddle wheels been used for anything other than torture?
Nah.
They don't have any purpose on a farm, right? They're just there in case you want to torture someone.
I don't think anyone could actually tell you what they did
That's
on a
some
farm.
forward-thinking architecture. I'm going to put in the
Circulates
torture
water
wheel.
for sprinklers and stuff.
Yeah,
It
nah, they
circulates
use
water.
pump- they use
Nah,
pumps
so
for
it
that.
doesn't
This
get
isn't
mold
the
and
fucking-
stuff.
this
It's
isn't
in
an
1997. David Morse is Amish. He owns a lot of horses, Ken. What else is he?
I think
A
he put-
rancher.
I think he put it in for torture.
Yeah, so they're my two favourite movies.
Yeah, can't disagree. Yeah.
Which is crazy for me because there's a lot of great action explosions, which is right up my alley. But
Yeah.
these two, I
Subtle
laughed.
duff. I like subtle duff. That's cool, yeah.
subtle duff. I've got also the worst scenes as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what you got?
But yeah, okay. I've got two worst scenes.
Yeah, see if we agree.
Okay, one was, I don't know why it ticked me off, but when the grenade explodes, it's a great scene. They jump out a window into the ice. I love that. That's fucking excellent.
Like the shooting
I
down.
just wish the grenade wasn't a mini nuke.
I hate that.
Because there
wasn't
was
it?
so much
bothers me.
fire coming out of a grenade
Yeah.
that sends shrapnel.
Right, so that explosion's too big for you.
Yeah, it's too
Way
big.
too big.
No, okay.
So you
It's
could
too big.
you could do it in the 90s because we weren't educated, we weren't militarily educated back then.
Yeah.
But because now
We were
we've
better
seen,
for it, but that's a whole nother podcast.
Now we've seen all the shit. We've seen actual grenades.
They
and we've
ran like
seen-
6 meters, and I was like, that'll do, guys.
We've all played Call of Duty. Like we know the basic blast
know a kill
radius of a
radius.
grenade. Yeah. And that's not it.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's a mini nuke, as you said.
I can't tell you how to make dough bread, but I can show you how
The blast radius
blast
of a
radius.
grenade.
So that was my least favorite scene, only because of a shitty technicality. It's still a great scene,
Yeah.
but the basis of that scene I didn't like.
Yeah.
The grenade was
Fair.
too
It's
big.
annoying. I think they could have just done a number of other things to fix that, but
Give
I
it a
think it's
rocket
just who gives
launcher.
a fuck. It's the 90s. No
It's
one
the
actually
90s.
knows how big a grenade is.
A fella with a flamethrower, because they can get any gun they want in that fucking train station. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That guy's got a silencer and no one gives a fuck.
It's America, man.
Also, I fucking can't stand it. It really irked me at the end. I was in a good mood. I was sitting there going, "Wow, what a great movie!" And then she kills that fucking cricket with a knife. I went, "She's still got it. She's still got it." And she drinks the wine. She gets up and they play with some goats. Fucking irked me. It fucking irked me. You promised that girl a dog, and you got fucking 5 goats, and you're in your little silk dress and it's waving in the wind. Fuck off. I hated it. Roll credits. You know what they should have done?
So we're still doing the cricket killing or not?
Yeah, she kills the cricket.
Yeah.
Roll credits. Black.
Yeah.
It's black.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to go frolicking with fucking goats.
We
in
need
the
to know they
farm.
lived happily ever
Wait,
after.
is that the kind of dream sequence you're talking about?
No, the very last scene.
Oh, the very
Really
end.
last,
Okay,
yeah.
right. Yeah, fuck, you lost me there. I had no idea
It
what
was
you were
actually
talking
the
about.
dream sequences that were part of my least favorite.
I hated
ones.
them.
They felt very generic and a bit
Unnecessary.
shoehorned.
Didn't
Like,
need it.
Her looking in a mirror with storm
Yeah.
clouds and thunder rolling over. I was like,
I hated it.
it's not metaphorical. It's
It
just
was-
way too overt and it doesn't work.
It was poxy, but back then, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's still
It just
poxy now.
didn't. It just didn't need it. Like it was such a grounded action film.
Yeah.
It was really grounded.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then that was like,
You didn't
It was grounded, but then there was some, like the kid getting thrown out. There was a couple of scenes which were comically not. So
Yeah,
like
fair,
that,
yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, there's a massive explosion, but luckily enough, it just blows him backwards through a window into the snow. He's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
He goes 200 meters, Ben.
Yeah.
And that knife he uses, he's never thrown a knife in the front. Love it. Fucking great.
So those sorts of things a little bit clunk.
Yeah, clunky. I disagree. That's a big boy movie for me. It's like, yeah.
The other thing is I felt in terms of like slight negatives for it, some of the fight scenes, I was thinking about this and I was thinking, is there, in terms of fight scenes and the way they're choreographed and shown on in big movies, is there BM and AM? Is there before Matrix and after Matrix, right?
Yep.
Because that really kind of changed the game as I remember it, and this is
Yeah.
completely my subjective memory on it, of the way we watch fight scenes.
yeah. Maybe you've nailed it there.
That
I was sort
leveled
of
up
talking
big
before
time.
about stylish,
Yeah.
slick action, but maybe it was the Matrix that actually shifted that.
Yeah, because this felt it felt very much like a fight scene.
Yeah.
Like a few times, where I was like, oh, it just felt like it was the
punch,
second
punch,
take.
punch. Yeah, yeah.
They've gone, that'll do.
I think they've distanced themselves from the fighting and it's more gunfights.
Yes.
The gunplay in this is magnificent. The sniper rifle,
100%.
the shooting of the Samuel
jacket.
Jackson's gun through his jacket to shoot the man.
That
with
was
the silencer.
That was
all
cool.
that shit's great.
The gunplay
knives.
is really good.
But when she did hand-to-hand combat, it felt
Wasn't there.
it didn't feel great.
Yes.
They kept it to a minimum.
She has a signature move: knock them out, then break their neck.
Yeah.
She donkey punched one of the guys to kill him. Yeah. Just
What a
the
way
back
to-
of the head.
What a way to
Chefs
go.
do that.
Yeah, chefs do that. No, so I felt that the only part that didn't quite hold up were the fight scenes and the comical aspects of the action. So, or the maybe weren't supposed to be comical, maybe it was unintentional comedy, but like the kid getting thrown, Samuel L. Jackson just being shot out of a cannon right before an explosion occurs in the room that takes out everyone else.
Yeah.
I
Shit
think
like that.
that's got Shane Black written all over it, though.
It
does
does
a
kind
bit.
of style.
And Rennie
yeah.
Harlan.
Because it's
Yeah, and
almost,
Rennie Harlan. And Rennie, definitely
almost like
Rennie.
slapstick, isn't it?
It was a little
Yeah.
slapstick, yeah.
Which kind of ties in with Shane Black's like humor, I think.
Yeah.
Humor.
Yeah, it's dry. He can do slapstick if he wants to. Like,
I fucking love Shane Black, and just this whole movie reeks of him.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So
So I'm a big fanboy.
that did make me think if we rebooted it, and you
Yeah.
said, would this movie be made today? And I think it's one they should consider rebooting. We talked about reboots a while ago.
Yeah.
I would watch a reboot of this if it was cast properly
No.
Yeah.
and had a good enough director, because I would want the only thing I'd really change up is I would like some of the fight scenes, particularly the hand-to-hand stuff, to be a bit more gritty
Yeah.
and realistic.
Here's the okay.
I think-
Yes, but if they do that, then I think it loses a lot of the comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have both. I
I
don't
want
think
the
you can
comedy
have,
in the script.
And the,
yeah, but I don't think you can have like ultra realistic fighting
Yeah, okay.
and then tongue in cheek dry comedy.
okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you're
you
probably
can.
right.
Netflix tried a lot
Yeah.
with some of their films.
I'll recast it. The Rock as Geena Davis, Kevin Hart as fucking Samuel Jackson.
I was about to say it. Like if you get a Kevin Hart The Rock movie, that's kind of what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're not
I see your
ultra-realistic.
point.
I don't know.
Well, they just need to do it
This
better.
movie,
better at it.
I don't mind the idea of a reboot.
Yeah.
I think there's some merit there. But
like Central Intelligence as well. That's exactly what this movie is. It's like a tongue-in-cheek comedy, but made for today. There's no fucking risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's even just rebooting the concept of the woman who's has to be motherly. You know, that's what her role.
Yeah.
She's a blank slate. She becomes a mother. She wakes up on the beach and goes, "Oh fuck, I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
Wait, are you talking about the M. Night Shyamalan film Old?
What about?
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not.
just on the
We are
beach, I'm
definitely not
pregnant.
talking about that.
For me, I don't want to reboot it. I don't think it's rebootable because it's a hidden gem. Like,
Yeah.
there's not many hidden gems.
And it's very 90s.
Yeah, there's
It
a 90s
exists in
movie.
that time for
It's
a
like,
reason, mate.
You're not going to reboot Con Air. You're not going to reboot The Rock. You're not
Can
gonna,
you?
Oh, fuck no.
No, don't.
Don't touch it.
Please don't.
Touch them.
They're sacred.
Don't fucking touch them.
They're sacred cows.
Stay out of it, Hollywood. They're done. So you could reboot Gone in 60 Seconds. I think you can.
Yeah, they did like 8 times.
Yeah. They
Called
sure
Fast
did.
and Furious.
But
yeah.
I think because
Very different.
more of a fanboy thing for me, I'm not going to reboot it. They
Yeah.
rebooted Predator with Shane Black
Yeah.
like doing it again. I
Yeah.
had high hopes, and it's one of the worst movies I've seen in 5 years.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, you've talked me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Feeling
want to.
easily swayed. I just, it was, the only thing was just, I would have just liked, but again, it's a product of the time, the mid-90s action style.
Yeah.
But I just felt, there was just a couple of times that I cringed a little bit at some of the hand-to-hand combat stuff.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's 2022. You're going to cringe.
Definitely noticed it. I think that's why I probably enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a bit like, it felt really
Hokey.
grounded. No, it did. It felt cheap
Yeah.
a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the charming thing about it.
Yeah.
Is that it wasn't like super stylish and big budget and
If
CGI.
you go in there
and all
with
that.
expectations of the CGI and the huge budget, you're going to be disappointed.
It was-
But if you go in there as like just like Hidden Gem, I couldn't remember much, and as soon as I heard like 4 words, I was like, "Oh, it's a Shane Black movie."
Yeah.
And it's the dialogue is amazing. It's classic
It's
Shane.
great.
So
Kind of grungy in a way, isn't
Yeah.
it? Almost
Yeah.
like grimy or something. Yeah, like not polished.
yeah,
Yeah. I just had one nitpick, literally, really just one. Other than the like
fucking
the
goats. Yeah,
explosion and all that sort of shit, but just a plot kind of nitpick or like an overall nitpick.
Yeah.
I felt a little Geena Davis, what was her name? Charlie Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Her relationship with the daughter, and I'm happy to have my mind changed here. I want it changed.
Okay.
Her relationship with the daughter, there was nothing there. There obviously was early on when she was the school teacher, but then as soon as she became the assassin, when she remembered who she was, she forgot completely about her daughter. She just went back to being a killing machine. I have no daughter, and she separated herself from that. And then so when the daughter gets taken, and you kind of you have to have this emotional attachment because I'm going to get my daughter back, and you're supposed to be drawn into that.
Yeah,
but I wasn't, because she didn't give a fuck about her daughter.
No,
it was that the daughter was a hassle to her, literally. Like, she almost says that.
I think,
and so I mean, I know it's probably intentional. I just didn't quite get the angle of that.
She hated that shit. She's been living this other life for 5 years. That's just a cover story for her. So as far as she's concerned, that kid is part of the disguise. A kid's a disguise. That's why she tries to sleep with Samuel, to forget about her husband.
Yeah.
She's trying to get rid of that life. She wants to go back to the CIA. If that guy had taken her on and instead of trying to kill her, she would have literally forgotten about that kid. But then you see little bits and pieces of the characters merging.
Yeah.
She cares a lot about that kid. And then at the end of it, she's all in. I mean, she takes a truck with a bomb on it and drives it.
Yeah.
Through a fucking wall.
Because the stupid fucking kid got in the toolbox.
Yeah.
What were you doing there anyway, you idiot? I'd be like,
get out of there, you fucking dickhead.
Well, if it isn't the result of your own actions.
I think maybe that's what I mean, is that she was going to the end of the world to save this kid who moments ago wished she didn't exist.
Because I think she realizes
8 minutes before in the film, she wished that kid didn't exist.
I think she realizes that is her kid, and it's just a switch in her head. We don't need the exposition.
No, that was.
I just think it's fucking.
That's probably the only thing. And I didn't really care. I was just like, I just wish there was something more. I wanted to feel more. I think maybe at the end.
You struggle with feels.
I love to feel.
It's one thing or the other, isn't it?
I love to feel.
It's either feeling too much or not enough. There's no.
I've never felt too much.
Disagree.
So, I actually do not remake this as a blockbuster.
Right.
That's all.
Okay. No, I think you guys have actually taught me around. You make good points on that. I'm with you there.
All right.
I guess I was just longing for the construct to be done again, but it's still there.
You could remake this movie, but don't call it something else and don't have any ties to this. But you can do an Amnesia movie again.
You know the Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron?
Yes, I do.
What was the concept for that? I've watched it once. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. What does she not have a memory? Or she knows who she is? She's like a CIA assassin or something?
She's CIA
assassin. Okay, so it's not amnesia or anything like that.
No,
okay.
It's just forgetfulness.
But it's just,
It's got short-term memory issues.
I don't know, for some reason I kept thinking of that when I was watching this. It might just be the blonde hair and the kicking ass thing.
Yeah. There's definitely a head nod there.
I've got a few. Did you do a kill count?
Actually I did.
Yeah.
All right.
Lay it on me.
Would you like to have a guess?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get into some cast and
I
stats.
apologise.
And
I
facts.
looked it up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Ken.
I went down a Brico bloody thing.
I didn't look it up.
All right. What's your guess? Was there enough blood in this one for you guys?
Yeah. It's fine.
Plenty of blood? Enough. Good to know.
All I need is a gunshot and a tiny hole with blood in it. That's all I need.
Yeah, all right.
A lot of death there, wasn't there? Let's go 120.
Wow.
Nowhere near it.
No, it wasn't that bloody. 68.
Okay.
That's what I got. What'd you get, Duff?
I got
I counted them myself.
I got 70.
Yeah. Okay. So I've even got a breakdown.
So do I.
So I didn't add this up to make sure the maths is correct, but I got Charlie killed 38.
62.
Well, according to this, Timothy killed 18.
Tim killed 8.
Okay. Fucking the internet is
dodgy.
Are
you using the site? Were you using the death count site again?
The usual one. I think.
Trust that
anyway.
site.
Oh, there's a site. I counted.
Yeah.
There's a site. We shouted it out once on the pod.
Yeah. So, 68 is still pretty high.
It's hugely high.
That's like one every 2 minutes.
It's a good amount.
Yeah.
Good amount of death.
Yeah. So I love a kill count.
Yeah.
Just bringing it up.
Because I've got a little fun fact.
Oh,
I don't know whether to mention this during the cast. It's about Craig Barrico.
We'll save it.
I'll save it.
We'll get to him in a sec. We'll start with it. We'll start with the cast, etc. Now.
I'm just really excited to talk about it, guys.
You're big fan. I didn't realize you were such a big fan.
Yeah, you're a great guy.
Oh, I remember watching this going, why isn't this guy huge?
Yeah.
He is the perfect bad guy. Tongue in cheek, Shane Black all the way. You put him in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in Robert Downey Jr.'s role, his career goes differently. But I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get into it later.
Okay.
But I'll wait. I'll bide my time, Ben.
Was it the cocaine? Did it get him?
Just letting you know.
I feel like the cocaine. He looks like the sort of guy that the cocaine
he
got.
might have nose beer. Yeah.
The cocaine got Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he came out all right, though.
I thought of the other.
Did wonders for him, in
Before
fact.
I said Greg Burko looked like Jake
no,
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal cross Anthony Jeselnik.
Yes, yes. I
Those
see
two
it.
together,
Anthony
and he's
Jeselnik,
got the smugness of Jeselnik as well.
He does too. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Not as funny, but still.
No.
Director was Rennie Harlan.
Yes.
Right.
Give me his film.
He has. Here's some
I know
stats on him real quick. He's got 41 credits on IMDb. He has an average Metacritic of 40.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
shock
he's not making critically acclaimed stuff.
I
He has
dare say
one-
he'll feature again on this
One
pod.
movie in the green on Metacritic, which is
Yeah.
above 60, I think.
Yeah.
Die Hard 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his only movie that scored above 60. He's got
Shouldn't have.
5 movies that scored 50 or lower out of 40, which is actually doesn't sound right. If his average is 40, they must have scored really low.
Yep.
The lowest score is The Covenant, which I'd forgotten he made. Remember that? That was during our
Well, The Witches.
gothic teenager
That-
type
Not
film.
that old?
Yeah.
No, that's very old.
10
2000?
years?
No,
No,
older
longer.
than that.
Longer.
Maybe I don't. Is it Joshua Jackson?
No.
What am
No,
I
it's
thinking
not.
of?
There's a Joshua Jackson movie that looks very similar in my head.
Yeah, The Covenant. I didn't mind that.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I'll never watch it again.
Can't remember it.
But when I watched it, I went, that wasn't shit.
You may watch it again if I make you. I'm probably not, but just trying to add a little.
Please don't.
The year 2000, it came
Fuck,
out.
yeah, I don't
20
remember
years,
that.
man.
James
Yeah.
Marsden.
Maybe. We can always move on. And
Please.
So he's also directed. He's got a weird career of some of the worst movies ever made. Some of my favorites, and that's a bit of crossover there as well.
Yeah.
He did a movie you guys have probably never seen, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Nah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I've seen snippets from it.
Quite a controversial movie these days, but was pretty big in the day. Cutthroat Island. I just wrote down a couple of his others. 12 Rounds, but he also did.
It's like 12 rounds is in like John Cena.
John
or
Cena's
whatever.
12 rounds,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, John Cena.
Very good.
He did Cliffhanger.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew
and
Cliffhanger.
He did Deep Blue Sea.
Did he?
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
Okay.
Which
That's
was
great.
what I'm remembering most for this
Yeah.
and Deep Blue Sea. The two I remember.
So
most
I'm a
for.
big fan of Remy. He's got 3 of my favourite movies in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I thought, but he's done some trash.
Some hit and miss type
But he's
stuff.
he's done some blockbusters, and I think
Yeah, nice.
interestingly enough, some of his blockbusters, some of his trash is really bad, but some of his blockbusters are just that slightly elevated.
Underrated.
Like this is,
Yeah.
and Deep Blue Sea is, and Cliffhanger is.
You can see how any of his good ones were like one decision away from being terrible, though, can't you?
Yeah, true.
Like you look at Deep Blue Sea, Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger,
Yeah.
and they're all like, I love all those movies.
Yeah.
But you also go, fuck, I could see how they could have gone really bad, like his bad ones did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true.
yeah. He kind of danced on the.
Deepest Bliss was one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
fantastic. Yeah.
Hey, Bird.
We spoke about that at length on the
Yeah.
Into the Blue.
Yeah, into the
Meg.
shark movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shark.
the Meg. Yeah, that's
No, the
right.
Meg. Sorry.
Yeah. So just some quick tidbits on him as a man. He's from Finland, so whatever that's worth. He was married to Geena Davis at the time they made this movie.
Cool.
From 93 to 98. She filed for divorce very soon after this movie.
Yeah, you fucked my career.
And also he fucked the secretary. The secretary had his baby. So
wow.
yeah, it was a bit of both.
Shame.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Geena which fucking she was more upset about.
Neither were pleasant.
The career.
And he's been nominated for the Golden Raspberry for Worst Director 5 times.
Oh.
Which is probably a record.
Probably for movies that I love.
Yeah.
It's probably for Deep Blue Sea. And
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea is critically good, man.
Yeah.
60, I think.
No, it's 54.
Okay.
I thought it was 51. I looked it up, but it's 54.
That'd be a 9-hour pod if I did that. And it'll
Yeah.
just be fucking 3 hours of LL Cool J.
As our rules get more elastic as we go along, you never know. We're
Anything under
welcome
90.
to the Redeemables, the podcast where we do movies under 70. So he's had quite the interesting career, a very uneven career. I think what gets him across the line in this, because as I say, some of the directing was okay, but some of it felt a little clunky, but probably of its time.
Yep.
But I don't think he's the one who elevates this movie. I think it's the performances of Geena Davis and Samuel L. Jackson
And Shane
the
Black.
script of our boy Shane Black.
Yep. Definitely agree.
So Shane Black, we've covered him briefly before as well, but we will go over him again.
When did we cover him?
He's definitely
Predator, baby.
yeah,
Predator.
He's in Predator as an
Yes.
actor. Yeah. So we won't. He's done a little bit of acting, but he's really known as. Initially, he was the Boy Wonder scriptwriter and writer.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Last Boy Scout.
We've definitely done all of this before.
Yeah.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Nice Guys, and The Predator.
Yep.
So he wrote all of those. As a director, he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Predator, Iron Man 3, and The Nice Guys.
Okay.
Yep.
He's got a movie in pre-production right now called Play Dirty, starring the aforementioned Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
So he likes to work with him.
Wrote and directed?
I'm all in.
Yep.
I'm all in.
Well, do you want to know the synopsis real quick?
No.
Go on.
It follows Parker, a craftsman and professional thief who approaches his job with a straightforward, no-nonsense work ethic. And he is also deadly.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Sign
in.
me up.
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
This year.
This year.
Oh, wow.
So there might be
Yeah, I
a
think so.
teaser out.
Maybe next year. Let's say
I haven't
2023.
seen or heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023. Okay.
Yeah, Play Dirty.
Might get a trailer soon.
Hopefully. I'm a Robert guy. I like Robert Downey Jr.
Do you say it's in pre or post production?
Pre-production, yeah.
Okay.
That's what made me
Well,
think
there
of
won't be a
probably.
trailer.
I made up the bit about it coming up this year, and you called me out on it. Got me in my
Big
own web of
RDJ.
lies.
Got him.
RDJ, I'm all about him.
So he was the hot property in script writing at this time when everyone was searching for the next hot property in script writing.
Because of?
Probably Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It was. He sold the script to this movie for $4 million.
That's big.
It was a record at the time, and it was a record that stood for the next 10 years.
Shit. Okay.
Partially, I think, because of the return on it, right?
Yeah.
So if this is setting the market at $4 million, it has to be a blockbuster, surely. If it's setting a record price, and it's setting the market at that point, 10 years it took for anyone to pay more than that for a script. Yeah. Interestingly, he loves Christmas. He loves setting his movies around Christmas, as we mentioned. And something that comes up when you start reading about Shane Black, and I think it rings true in this movie, and I'll see what you guys think about his other movies as well, he's renowned for having, by critics specifically, as having problems with the third act in his movies. And that was a little bit noticeable in this as well, in that it just gets a little convoluted and messy with the plot. Like, I still probably think the plot of this got unnecessarily layered.
If anything, the start of the movie is really well done, and I would call the end rushed.
So maybe he does the dialogue and the setup, the exposition really well.
Yeah.
And then he just doesn't know how to finish off that
It's not
good
a finisher.
work. Yeah,
It's a finishing move.
Well, the finishing move in action films, which is what he predominantly does, is a giant action sequence.
Yeah.
And that's not his bread and butter. I'm a dialogue guy out here.
Yeah.
I'm writing jokes. I'm writing exposition.
But
You get someone else in to do the cars banging together. That's how he looks at it.
I loved how the bad guy died twice at the end.
Yeah.
So,
He went for a big fall. Like, that was a big fall he went to.
we got to look into those big brown eyes one more time just
Yeah.
before he blew up. I thought that was cool, actually, because we saw him. We saw just enough of him blowing up, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the face peeling into the blue, but it wasn't bad.
I like how that's the benchmark for everything now. The face peeling
It's
of
our
Josh
favourite death so far on the Redeemables.
Josh Brolin
Can I
getting his
just
face
add-
peeled back.
Roll back a bit. Oh, no, I forgot what I was going to say. Carry on.
Okay, we will.
Oh, yes. That.
No, you had your moment.
Another nitpick, just a real quick one.
Yeah.
How much did the artist get paid for this movie? Because Jesus Christ, there's a lot of cuts and bruises and blood and disappearing cuts, disappearing bruises over a space of 2 hours.
That was probably one of the other things that is very 90s as well, is the amount of punishment they endured and kept on going.
Yeah.
Like Samuel L. Jackson, he resurrected himself. He
Yeah,
went
he
all
did.
Jesus
He got
on
shot
us.
in the heart and he just stood up.
It's just like, yeah, you know what I need is just some more gut. And like, she was pretty much cooked as well until the daughter gave her the speech about, get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Why was she knocked out with her eyes open? She's dead.
Yeah.
That girl.
You could be knocked out with your eyes
That
open.
girl
can't
hit
you?
her in the back.
I don't know.
I think that
Dead.
girl hitting her in the back with that cast actually restarted her heart.
Yeah.
Might be.
I
Right.
think it is.
It's not. We're not recommending that as first aid if you're in the scene of an accident. Fuck it, have a crack.
Also,
I'm
in
not the
this,
boss of you.
also in this movie, Samuel L. Jackson, because he was a hero, she gave him all the credit.
Yeah.
He ended up getting a job for the U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
And then he went on a plane with heaps of snakes on it.
Yeah. True story.
Long Kiss Goodnight 2, snakes on a plane. Carry on with everything else.
I totally agree with in terms of the amount of blood and stuff that actually looked pretty cool. I think Samuel L. Jackson at the end when he was all bloodied up and everything, that was pretty convincing.
It's not horrible. It's just Jesus, there's a lot.
Oh, it's also it's 90s thing where like people are that hard to kill.
Look at Bruce Willis, I guess.
Yeah,
like
he dies
same
hard.
kind of.
Yeah,
he could die harder.
That's something that I think is an improvement that we've made over the years in action films, where it is a little bit more realistic. Like I don't know about you guys. Like I ruptured the tendon in my finger like a couple of months ago, and I was out of action. I was done. Right?
We're in cast.
I had to wear a splint for 11 weeks, let alone like multiple shots, multiple stabs, the whole lot. So yeah, no, I did notice that as well. So shout out to the makeup team.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, was good.
I believe catering was good too on set. Geena Davis.
Yep.
She's the star of this movie, I reckon. Her and Samuel L. Jackson. It's not a controversial take. 52 acting credits, an average Metacritic of 62. This woman has 3 movies over 80. And her highest score is Thelma and Louise with 88. Her lowest score is a movie I actually remember watching in the early 80s called Transylvania 65000 with Jeff Goldblum, who she married. She's won an Oscar. She's fucking done quite a lot.
Yes.
She was nominated for Thelma and Louise, but she was also nominated in the year that Jodie Foster was nominated for Silence of the Lambs. So rough luck.
Yeah, tough crowd.
Probably would have won any other year. But Thelma and Louise is 91.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah. My probably first, other than Transylvania 65000, which I don't actually remember anything about, other than being slightly amused by it in the early 80s.
Yeah.
My first exposure to her was Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I think that's
I
everyone's.
hate that movie.
Really?
What?
Oh, fuck, I hate it.
Wow.
What is happening, man?
Sorry, I just hate it so much.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm going to
It's
need
Michael
3
Keaton.
reasons.
I don't like it.
3 succinct, but
I'll get back to you.
rational reasons. Okay.
That's blown my fucking mind. Every podcast you fucking blow my mind. Little tidbits.
One of his
Sorry, go on.
something he hates.
I don't want to spend too long on Beetlejuice. I
No
just
one
hate
hates
it, okay? I
Beetlejuice.
hate
I'm
You've
just
said
Beetlejuice.
it
over
3
here.
times now.
I hate
Just sitting over
Beetlejuice.
here as a regular man, looking you in the eyes, going, "Are you
I hate
fucking
it.
serious?"
I hate it. I hate the costumes. I hate the campiness. I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Not
It's
enough
not
blood.
grounded in reality, and it doesn't make me feel anything.
I felt nothing.
If Beetlejuice was a Marine who had returned from the war,
Yes. Now we're talking.
I'm all in.
write it down. Hey, if anyone steals that idea, we'll come for you. So after the Long Kiss Goodnight, she was that disillusioned with the response, and she was also obviously going through some personal shit because of her husband being a real piece of shit. It was 3 years till she did another movie at all, and that was Stuart Little.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which barely counts.
Yeah, and it's also her biggest.
Her paycheck counts.
It's an animated mouse; it doesn't count.
It's Michael J. Fox,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Who was she the voice of?
She was
She's
a mum.
human in it.
Oh, she's okay.
She played Geena Davis.
Yeah.
Right. Wait. Is Stuart Little...
Stuart Little's got that cute kid from Jerry Maguire's got Hugh Laurie and has got Michael J. Fox as a fucking rabbit.
my head.
No, he's not a rabbit. He's a
No.
mouse. He drives a nice little car and he meets some cats.
He lives
In my
a shoebox.
head, Stuart Little was entirely
Animated.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a mouse. I'm thinking of Ratatouille.
Hey, fun fact: she was also she wasn't.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Ratatouille's also...
How dare you?
Ratatouille's good, man.
Is it? It's actually not bad.
Okay.
Okay, synopsis. No,
I'll put it on my list.
no, you're not. You're fucking not. You're not putting it on his list then.
Sorry, go on.
So she was very disillusioned by how this went.
Yeah.
And
We never really saw her again.
No, she went into TV like we said
Yeah.
before. She definitely dropped off the radar from being such a critically acclaimed artist. Like I was saying, she has got a score over 90. She's got
Well, some
Academy
of the
Awards.
biggest movies of that to like
She was
Thelma and
huge.
Louise. Fuck.
She was huge at the time.
So this was one of the factors that led her to think that there was some inequality going on in Hollywood in terms of the roles that the women were offered
100%.
and how they were received and that sort of thing. So she actually launched the Geena Davis Institute on Gender in Media.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
She's the perfect person to do it because it's, and I don't know her entire career, but it's slightly before my time. But Thelma and Louise,
Yes.
A League of Their Own,
yes,
Long Kiss Goodnight,
100%.
Stuart Little.
powerful.
Yeah.
Female.
And if Cutthroat Island had have worked,
Yeah.
she was a
Well,
pirate captain in that. She was the lead.
Okay, I didn't know that. So that was also like
That was an
she
attempt
was
at
the
the same
female
sim-
lead.
yeah.
So it wasn't Matthew Modine steering the ship.
Not that I
in
recall.
more ways than one.
I don't remember Matthew Modine being in it, to be honest.
I do. He had a mustache.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Next listener's choice, you know they're setting us up for this shit.
Yeah.
You
Fucking
bastards
Modine.
out there. So yeah, I think so. What she did was she actually privately funded some research into it. So she didn't make it known that she was doing it. She just
Other than naming an institute.
she did this later.
Oh, right, sorry.
So as like the to decide that it was worthwhile going into. She had a hunch, and she paid people to research it, and she paid off her own bat, and she did it on the quiet. She didn't make a fanfare. And it was the results of that research that led her to launch the Institute.
Oh, that's good.
And apparently that she's done quite a lot of work in the entertainment area.
She walked so they could run, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Good callback.
So she's basically, the aim is to increase the presence of female characters in media in general.
Yeah.
But specifically aimed at children as well.
Yeah.
She wants more female representation in media aimed at children.
Cool.
And to decrease the inequality and stereotyping of females in the male-dominated industry.
It's good. She was just a bit ahead of her time.
Yeah, she really was.
When did all that go down? Did you have a...
So she started doing it in the late 90s, but she actually launched the Institute in 2007.
She's ahead of her time.
Yeah.
Unless maybe that institute is what affected some of the change, perhaps.
Yeah,
maybe.
So she obviously... She took a while to get it together, 2007, but also, as it said, she took some time off for personal reasons. Also, this was released in 96.
Yeah.
During her hiatus between 96 and 99, she spent time learning archery.
Yeah.
And she just missed the US archery squad for the 2000 Olympics.
Oh, shit.
What
so
a
she's
woman.
an actual athlete as well.
She's an athlete.
Yeah.
She did look it in this movie.
Also, it's a real divorcee thing to do. She's on Insta just shooting arrows and saying, fucking, she's got pictures of Rennie Harlan on her fucking, bullseye. And they're like, you should go to the Olympics. So that would have been fucking cool too to make, I don't know how good you have to be at something just to walk up and give it a crack and nearly make the Olympics, but it's sickening. And the only other tidbit I've got for her is a bit of a sliding doors one. She had previously auditioned for the role of Sarah Connor.
Okay.
Oh, we mentioned
I
that.
can see I can see that working as well.
I think it would have worked as well. I think poor Linda Hamilton has no career without Terminator.
Geena Davis is perhaps just slightly too attractive in that role, and that's not knocking Linda Hamilton.
Yeah,
yeah,
especially young Linda Hamilton.
Yeah. Probably too sweet almost.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She can do the doe-eyed thing a bit better. Linda Hamilton, especially by Terminator 2, where she was like, "Okay, I'm fully committing to this role. This is my paycheck for the rest of my career."
Yeah.
So I think that Geena Davis is a boss. Basically, I was pretty impressed by what I read.
Yeah, that's
her.
cool.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. Big fan.
The other person I think is a boss is Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson. This guy.
I could spend hours on this man.
So Samuel L. Jackson has 202 credits on IMDb.
That's heaps.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
He didn't he make a record for the most movies in 1 year or something like that?
Probably.
Or most movies in a decade or something?
He's actually been working for a long time too.
Yeah.
So he broke through for a little film.
He's also got
Pulp Fiction.
He's also got a lot of uncredited roles, like Out of Sight is a guy that breaks out of prison at the end.
Yeah, he was.
Thanks for mentioning one of his 202 credits.
I just love Out of Sight. I'm never going to be able to mention it.
This is Out of Sight's your fucking Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying. A lot of his work's uncredited as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the record.
I think you're wrong.
Fucking
Don't you have to be a penalties?
Don't you side-eye me,
I'm pretty sure IMDb covers every credit. I'm on it. Case closed. So he has 43 movies below 50, so we'll probably talk about him in more depth another time.
We definitely will.
What I found interesting as well, two tidbits that I think are very interesting about Sammy. Whilst this movie cruelled the careers of Rennie Harlan and Geena Davis for at least a little while, he went on to do, after this, Jackie Brown, Out of Sight, which he's got a credit for, and The Negotiator.
Yeah.
I
That was good as well.
love
It was a good flick. Yeah, so that was his follow-ups to this.
Yeah.
So he came out of it smelling like roses.
He always does.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing he touches that isn't good. As in, he's good in it. He's in so many fucking things. There's going to be some bad ones.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is actually, blew my mind, and it's something we can go in depth on, like a minisode or something at some point, if you like. He is the highest grossing actor of all time.
As in, made the most money.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Just so I can...
Fuck.
So his movies have made the most money.
Oh, sorry.
okay.
I thought you meant he was the highest paid actor of
No,
all
I thought
time.
you were
he's the
talking
highest
about net
grossing.
worth.
His
No
movies
way.
because of Marvel, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the
yeah.
actual person
Star
who's
Wars.
credited as the highest grossing actor of all time isn't a real actor. It's Stan Lee.
Oh, okay.
Because he does
Because
a
he's
cameo
been
in every
in,
year.
yeah.
But when you eliminate him from the list,
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's movies have grossed more than any other actor in the history of acting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt that he's got 200 of them, but
yeah.
200 times like 30 million.
He's in Star Wars and Marvel.
Like, he's in some fucking blockbusters, man. Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
He's just not the Avengers. Main guy in blockbusters, is he?
Yeah.
No. Nick Fury or whatever he's called in that movie.
Oh, I forgot about that. When you said Marvel, I was like, you mean Disney? Sorry, you mean Star Wars?
Yeah,
no,
he's in Star Wars.
He's in Marvel. Yeah, I
which,
forgot he's in Marvel.
Not too many people cross both
I think
lines, right?
Brian Cox ended up. He's smelling like roses.
I love Brian
David
Cox.
Morse came out of it smelling like roses.
Yeah.
Another actor that didn't come out of it smelling like, and I think he should have, is Craig Barrett.
Tell us your thoughts.
Now this is where his career. Like,
are you saying it right? You better be saying it right.
I don't give a shit, Ken.
Beirko.
Beirko. Okay.
I read that you have to say his name slowly and with a weird accent. So Craig Barrett.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was at the crossroads. What's happening? Craig Berko was offered a role.
Now it's Craig?
Greg Berko.
Craig.
It's Craig.
Is it Craig?
It's Craig. Don't let him get in your head.
It is Craig.
It's Craig.
Craig Berko was offered a tiny little role in a show called Friends. He would be playing Chandler.
Really?
He turned that down.
Foolish.
Biggest career move. Here we go. Matthew Perry's net profit from just Friends alone is $120 million.
That doesn't shock me.
That's
I actually
$1
thought it would
million
have been more
an
than
episode.
that. Yeah.
It's
at the end of the Friends.
Oh, you think of the residuals still? I mean, it's on
Jesus
Netflix now
Christ.
doing its fourth run.
I was forced to watch some free-to-air TV last week, and all it was Friends.
I believe that it's just Friends and
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's it.
I threw the TV out the window like I was a fucking member of the
So
Who.
this is so Barrett has had a lot of TV appearances.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
Funny
it.
enough, not in Friends. So his net worth is $3 million.
I'd take it. I'd take it. Yeah.
Jesus, what a mistake!
Yeah. But Jesus, he's been in every TV show
Every
ever.
TV show.
Yeah.
ever.
But I couldn't name one.
The League. He was in the League
was
for
in the
one
League.
episode.
Yeah,
Was he?
remember.
Yeah,
so
I
I
remember
put most notably one episode of the League. But realistically, he was in
Everything.
in CSIs and ER. And
Oh,
fucking
those
Everything.
ones. And just a couple of apps.
just here and there. Yeah. So also, are we done with Craig?
I'm never done with
I
Craig.
love your factoids there, but well
Thank
done.
you.
That's
That was good.
Coming correct. Just real super quick. The kid also went on to have a big TV career. She was on. So as a child actor,
As
she
a stunt woman?
no.
Because she could fly out a wall.
But I put some respect on her name because in 95 and 96, she did Heat, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and then Executive Decision. Wow. Okay. So just escalating in genius there. She was in ER for 6 years. She was on Young and the Restless for 3 years.
Okay.
And she's still working mainly on TV.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Good for her.
As are Brian Cox and David
We should
Morse.
put up a was and now photo of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what she
Alright.
looks like now. I'd probably recognise. I've seen her and shit.
Yeah,
but
you
I
definitely
only know
would.
her
She's
from
been
when
in quite a lot.
was
She's in
8
The
years
Nice
old or whatever.
Guys and Iron Man 3. So Shane Black obviously did a callback.
Cool.
So he liked her, obviously.
What's her name? Calista Flockhart?
It's Yvonne.
Is it?
It's Yvonne Zimmer.
Oh.
Yeah, Yvonne Zimmer. You remember? Yeah. That kind of concludes the cast crew factoids part. Let's get to opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give us a summary?
I'll give you a summary straight up. I'll make it quick because this movie is quick and a bit silly and down to the point. So this, I mentioned thank you for letting me watch it. I wouldn't have watched it otherwise. It is a forgotten gem for me. I've got fond memories of it. I loved everything about it. I'm not going to talk. This is it. Bang. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 81, which is
Wow.
fucking massive, right?
Huge.
Holy crap! Yeah.
I went into this with, after I watched the movie, I was like, 72. That seems pretty fair. And then I went, you know what? No, fuck no. Just from my experience of watching it, I had a fucking really good time. And a movie that makes me have a really good time after not watching it in so long, I'll give it an extra of 9 points.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm
Cool.
giving it 81 because I really enjoyed it. Maybe one time I'll watch it and I don't have a good experience, but I can't imagine that. But, yeah, 81.
Excellent.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I, pretty similar to Duff and said it earlier, like, thanks for reintroducing me to Long Kiss Goodnight. This will now be part of my semi-regular action movie rotation. I can definitely picture myself.
It's in the 90s, baby.
Yeah.
It's forgotten.
I can revisit this in 3 years' time, no worries at all. Probably 2 years. Why not? I'd be happy to watch it again.
YOLO.
The only reason I can think at the time maybe I didn't is because it was such a wild time for movies.
Yeah.
Particularly, what would I be? I would have been 15, 16 at the time. and fucking Con Air's coming out, and The Rock and Face Off and all those other ones. Like,
it was the salad days.
Man,
Late 90s is a...
Yeah, so you look at those, and then you look at this, and you go, there is a difference.
Yeah.
This is a rung down, and whether that's just a rung down in terms of like production value or whatever, or maybe, I don't know what it is, but it's just not quite at those epic levels. However, I really enjoyed it. As I said, had a great time watching it. Ticks all the boxes of those like mid-90s action movies with the daring twist of a strong female lead, which, man, I fucking love that. Because I'm a big fan of those. I said before, the Charlize Theron, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson, Emily Blunt, like these huge fans. Like, I'll queue up to watch those movies.
Yep.
So this is the one, man. It started all that.
Yeah.
So there's something cool about this movie.
Foundation.
It should kind of have a place in the history books as that movie, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I said I can't really fault the movie at all. Other than maybe it just lacked a tiny bit of depth, or maybe it got a bit messy towards the end. But like,
I think it's a tiny bit of polish.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, like maybe that's why I liked it so much, because it was a bit grungy or whatever.
Part of its charm,
part of its charm. So coming into this, I had written down that I was going to give it a 67. But the more we spoke about it, and the more excited I got, and then Duff, retelling some of the bits that happened other than the goats, which I had no fucking idea what he's talking about. I'm going to go from 67 up to 74.
Wow.
Yeah. Really
Excellent.
great. Thank you, BJ.
No, you're welcome. I enjoyed it. I think the good bits are really good. The basis for the plot, I love the whole slow awakening from amnesia bit, and the fact that she turns out to be such a badass killing machine is great. The sharper parts of the script really hold up. There's quite a lot of zingers in there, and that's what elevates it. I think the performances are really good and the chemistry is great between the two main stars in particular, and the fact that the minor parts are played by really good actors as well. The bad bits are bad, but there's not that many of them overall. I think that it's a little bit clumsy at times and trips over itself a few times towards the end.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I really, really enjoyed it. It's ridiculous, but mostly in a good way.
Yeah.
And I still had fun. I laughed. I only cringed a couple of times, and it went at a really good pace, and I felt it moved through the storyline really well.
Yeah, it did. How long was it? Did we touch on
like an hour 40, an hour 50.
Yeah, but like a good... I thought it was really good. It was like a clean hour and 45 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
It got straight into it. It was only 10 minutes in when she has the first car accident.
Yep.
That's when she starts.
That's
to
cool.
really,
that's when it starts.
We didn't talk about that much.
Yeah,
that was cool.
And she kills the deer. That was pretty badass. Yeah. So that was only 10 minutes in. We were pretty good there. So
there you go. Yeah.
I'm going to redeem it. I've also raised my score as we've talked about it because I'm easily led.
Cool.
I'm going 71.
Yeah, all right. That's a good score. We're all around the same. This is the first one for a while where it all just felt exactly the same way about this movie, basically.
And I'm glad because I was a little bit worried about going so far back and picking something from memory again.
Yeah.
It's let me down before my memory.
I love you taking risks like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm brave enough.
So, and go again.
I think we're going to revisit 1997. Here's why Long Kiss Goodnight struggled. Is it 96 or 97?
96.
Okay, move on. No, 96. Dusk Till Dawn, Eraser, Twister, Bulletproof, The Rock, Daylight, Independence Day, Broken Arrow, Executive Decision, Courage Under Fire, Mission Impossible 1.
What a time.
It's just huge. Ransom as well and Jingle All the Way.
What a time
I just had to mention it and put it in there.
What a time to be a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
With that shit coming out at your cinema.
Yeah.
And that's only a couple of them. It's just fucking
20.
huge.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for that one. I really enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts on the social medias.
Wait. What are we doing on the minisode next week?
So we're going to do... There's a game I've got prepared. I'm going to surprise you guys with the game.
Good.
And then we're going to talk about our top 5 action heroines.
Good one.
And,
right. I'll prep for that.
So, join us on the minisode next week. Always hit us up on social medias. We like to get proof of life from you all.
Yeah.
And that was it from us, the Redeemables.
Done. Thanks heaps for listening.
Good damn with a brush.
Bye.
Somebody get this motherfucker off me! Help me!
Negative, ma'am. We understand your request, but...
That's right! You can't kill me, motherfuckers!